Hi again, YouTube. I hope everybody's doing well out there. Well, here we are down in south central Texas in the start of summer, and it's pretty toasty out here in the shop, so you have to excuse my relative level of undress. I'm in the middle of a custom cabinet job, and part of that custom cabinet is concealed hinges. So what we're doing today is we're looking at a new concealed hinge jig that I've just picked up. And we're going to take a quick look at the one I was using before and show you why I've got a new one. So I'm going to swing you around here in a second and we'll get things rolling. Okay, so this is the jig that I did use, and it basically has most of the features of the jig that I'm replacing it with, but it's all plastic. It did do the job, and the price is certainly good. But it does not have a good quality secure feel. One nice thing about this jig is it's a little bigger, and they've got a preset for a 4-inch setback from the end of your door. But 3 inch is pretty standard, and the other jig we're going to look at has 3-inch. Let's see, there's several adjustments on here for different hinges. It is for a 35 millimeter pocket. Other than that, it's got your some depth adjustments here. So it is a very basic plastic, light quality. You need a loose clamp to secure it to your doors, and it does function. I have to say it does function. It just does not feel good, and I never felt secure in what I was doing with it. So another issue I had with this jig is you could never remember which of these holes you wanted to pre-drill through. Okay, so I did check on YouTube, and I really haven't seen much in the way of reviews for these things. So I thought, well, I'm just going to take a chance to see how it is, and we'll talk about it when I get it. Yep, okay. Okay, so I did look at a couple different online that look exactly the same. The reason I got this one was because of the pad on the bottom, and the other ones had a little kind of button, and this one had a bigger surface, and I thought this is probably going to be a little more stable. So that's why I got this one. So there's your owner's manual. Boy, it's very well packed. There's your actual jig. Very solid aluminum. Look at that. I mean, it's nice and thick aluminum. Very solid. There's your drill, whatever. Things are still tight. It's never been used, obviously, so things are tight. I think it will loosen up with use. Yeah, it's just very snug, just very tight. Now this does not have a lock, but I don't think that's going to be an issue. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. Let's see, and you've got knurled stops screwed in the back. You've got 3 of them. 2 are going to be for the back set, and 1 will be for your end stop, assuming you want to go with 3. If you don't want to use 3, then you've got a center line here you can use. And again, a nice secure clamp on the bottom. Very nice. Oh, and a nice finger adjust. Oh, that's cool. You've got a sliding adjust on the bottom. And I like from the top, you just grab your clamp and squeeze it. That makes it very easy. This will be your depth adjustment over here. We'll get to that. The depth adjustment for your pockets for the cups. And you've also got a measurement over here on the side from center. So you can do your offset from the edge of the door. And your K value starts at 2 millimeters. So you got 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that's going to work for a bunch of different size hinges. Okay, and here's for the drill pattern. And you've got drill guides, which I really like because some of them just don't have much as far as a guide to keep your drill vertical. So lots of different adjustments, and then you can also spin that around to make some different adjustments or give you different options. With this jig, you've got the drill guides, and you can set the guides in the hole that you want to drill, and then you don't have to worry about it. It's always the correct one. And this just drops in. It doesn't lock in at all. Boy, that is machined really tight. And then obviously you just flip that around and it works both ways. Okay, let's see what else we have in here. And you've got some tools, Allen keys, bolts, I assume for the dust port. I have no idea what this is, but we'll have to find out, or we will find out. We'll come back to that. I'm just going to grab a knife. Oh, and hey, while we're at it, just an FYI, I picked this up at Harbor Freight. I think it was $8, $9. Really nice utility knife. It got some nice weight to it. Functions very well. Harbor Freight, I think $8 or $10. Really nice knife. Okay, and here's a little bitty dust port. But it is a nice feature. And dust port's gonna mount up over here. And boy, that's pretty small. I wonder what I got that's gonna fit that. 34.3 millimeters, so like 34 millimeters. And a little bit of hardware. You've got the depth collar for your drill bit, Allen key, got your blind nuts, bushing, and this will be your screw for the, or your, I'm sorry, your drill bit for the mounting screws. And then down here in the bottom, we got a 35 millimeter Forstner bit, and I just can't tell if it's a decent bit or not. We'll see if it holds an edge. One thing I'm curious about, I'm going to get my calipers and we'll test the size of this shank to see how hard it's going to be to find a replacement. Okay, so that's the beast. I need to find out what that's for. Okay, so this isn't even really addressed in the manual, but it's interesting because they've given you a bushing in case you're working with thicker material and your clamp is not going to reach the thickness of material you need. So they give you a bushing so you can stand the clamp off a little farther and work on thicker material. That's very interesting. Okay, well these are the hinges that I'm planning on using. I'm just going to take measurements off the actual hinge. Okay, I forgot I had some scrap doors out in the van, so I've gone ahead and grabbed one of those. So first thing I'm going to do is set up this bottom clamp so my clamp is securely in place and I can fool around with it. And also I'm going to do the inset of 3 inches, so I've already got the 3-inch pin. I think I'm 3 millimeter back set. Some hinges call them a K value, which I think I got that from these hinges. So I'm going to start with 3 millimeters and a 3-inch inset from the edge. Okay, so adjust the clamp on the bottom to hold it in place. And it's very secure. Just slide it up to the stop there, and the stop's here. Clamp it, and it's locked. It's nice and tight. We're going to use our drill guide from here to set our drill depth, and to do that we use a thumb screw and mount it on the side wherever it is. There it is. And then we've got a scale here, and remember we're going to the flat of the bit, not the point. So we got to go to that flat edge for the bottom of the cup, and so just measure off your scale whether you're doing inches or millimeters. That says 10.7, so my hinge is going to be 11 millimeters deep. Okay, and then this is my side stop, my end stop. So I'll put that back in here. So it automatically insets the hinge 3 inches from the edge of the door. This drill is very secure. Because of the strength of the jig, I can just leave the drill hanging there without a problem. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and try this and see how we're doing. Okay. Okay, so a couple things I've learned. It is a really good idea to have something connected to the dust port, because when you drill, this machining is tight enough that when you drill this, when you drill your pocket, it puts out enough dust and fills that groove so you're not able to remove the drill bit support. So yeah, you want to vacuum that, or you want to pre-drill these screws first. Pre-drill your side screws first, and then when you take that off, you can drill your pocket and then just remove the jig. So that looks exactly right. So we'll do another one, and we have to move the end stop depending on which end of the door you're working on. And it automatically sets your 3-inch. I've got my 3mm. I think this hinge calls it a K value, but it's an inset from the edge of the door. Clamp it on. I'm doing my little screws first, whatever they call those. And it's basically just enough to mark the screws, so your hinge is going to be straight. There you go. And there's little ticks in the center of the jig, and those will line up on your line. Okay, so I have to give this this pocket hole jig a definite thumbs up. It actually works very well. There are some quirks to it, some things you need to get used to. The biggest quirk that I found, well, there's two with regard to this. So first of all, this machining is very tight, and it does take a little bit of fooling around to get these parts in correctly, but I think in time, with a little bit of use, that'll clean up. And the other issue is if you don't have the vacuum, if you're not using the vacuum port, you'll get debris in these little corners down here, and because the machining is so tight, you won't be able to get your drill bit back out. You won't be able to turn it enough to unlock it. With the vacuum, it's generally pretty good, but if you do your little pre-drill first, then it doesn't matter, because once you've drilled your pocket, then you're going to remove the whole clamp, and then you can turn it over and shake it out and get the debris out of that, so you can remove the drill guide. The other issue is just that this vacuum port is so stinking small. It's just hard to find anything that's going to fit it. But that said, even that small vacuum hose does a real good job of getting debris out of it. It's close enough, it just sucks everything right out. But I definitely have to give it a thumbs up. It's something I would buy again, and I'll put a link in the description down below. So YouTube, I want to thank you. I'm sorry I didn't do a better job on this video. I know it's a bit of a mess, but you know, it is what it is. And hopefully it's getting you information that you can use. So please like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys down the road. See ya.